Well, hello everybody. Seems like we got a call coming in from Matt Hess, who did my intro. Yes, hi Matt. I'm online.
Excellent. All right, beautiful. Watching with you.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for coming to our presentation. I really appreciate it, considering I don't get that much attention anywhere else. So, to make light of course, our situation, I would like to say that how the heck do I reverse my camera, Matt? There it is. So, dealing with COVID-19, I have put on full garb. End results are, it's a mask. I can breathe through it, but whatever. I gotta get out of this thing. It's hotter than heck. Blech. So, again, thank you for all showing up. Welcome to UACNJ. I'd like to do my presentation. If you have any questions, please write them on up, and we'll go from there. Alrighty? So with that, let's get started. And hopefully this will focus in play. There we go. Alrighty, so UACNJ is currently closed. We do apologize. We miss every one of you. We do want you all to come on back as soon as we're able to open up and share the night sky. There's a lot of people up there, and you'll enjoy yourself tremendously. It is a program, including my own right here, that is for all ages. With that, let's get started. Tonight, we're talking astronomy for beginners. Believe me, if you would please, I'm a beginner. I learned everything I could and will from now on from all of the members at UACNJ. UACNJ is a wealth of knowledge, got me started. I can't ask for anything else. They're the best. As you might know, as a young boy, I was intrigued with the night sky. End results are we'd look up. I've laid on picnic tables in a campground and looked up in the sky and just wondered. You know, you always wonder what is out there. Okay, within magazines, you see the pictures. Are they fake? Well, like you, I got to see it. End results are, with the help of UACNJ and the Amateur Astronomers associated with our organization, I got started and have had a really great 11 years with the organization. So here we go. You're starting on your journey. All I can say is come up, join us, ask your questions, look through a few scopes, and we'll go from there. All of you need to open your minds when you look into the sky, because what you're looking at is way back in time, considering their distance and the speed of light. End results are you're looking back in time. Maybe some of you are interested in the sun. First things first, do not ever look through a pair of binoculars or a telescope unless they are properly equipped. You will be blind within your eyes within less than a half a second. You'll really, truly can enjoy it with a properly equipped telescope and binoculars. Maybe you're interested in planets. And again, one of my favorites, of course, is right here, Saturn. Yes, through a telescope, you will see the rings. I don't know if you can see that on my screen, but there are the rings you'll be able to look at through all of our telescopes at Jenny Jump. Also, you'll see moons of Saturn. You'll see the moons of Jupiter also. Many of us have pictures of the various planets with those moons visible. So ask anybody up there and they'll be happy to show them to you. Since we're talking about planets, does anybody have any idea how many days Earth goes through a season or a full year? Obviously, it's 365 days. Does anybody have any idea how long it takes, let's say, Pluto? I use that as an example because myself, I consider Pluto still a planet. I don't know about anybody else, but it's a planet to me. That's what I was told in school. End results are, if you don't really know how long it takes it to go through, you think it might be 10 years, 20 years, maybe even 30, maybe even 100. It works out to 248 years for Pluto to go around the sun a single time. Taking into consideration that Pluto was discovered in the 1930s, in less than a full rotation of Earth, it has been declassified. I can see we have a few questions. Just basically hellos. Hi, Jen. Thank you for coming. Jen happens to be my daughter.
Yeah, Jen's watching right now.
Yeah. I don't know how many we got so far watching.
We're up and down. They're starting to come slowly but surely. But yeah, say hello to Jen. Say hello to Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Say hello to everybody.
So either way, this is available online. You can see the circles again, the rotations of the planets again, 365 days, 0.26 days, excuse me, for Earth to go around. Guess what? That's why they call it leap year. Let's go to the next. Obviously, this is not the moon. This is Mercury. Look at the craters on this. Unbelievable. It does look like the moon. Now, for some of you younger, non-experienced people, maybe you might think this is the hottest planet in our solar system. It is not. It's actually not as hot as its neighbor. Its neighbor is Venus. Obviously, we have Venus and we have the moon. I can't show you a picture of Earth. I've never been in outer space. A lot of people consider me being in outer space most of the time. But end results are I can't look back at Earth from space. I haven't been invited yet. In fact, I've been told, don't bother. Mars, 2 moons. It's really great. With some of the scopes up at UACNJ, you actually do see the ice caps on the north and south poles at times. The other planet, which again is my absolute favorite, is Jupiter. Again, just because of the 4 moons that it has that you can see most of the time. This right here is absolutely wrong. There's more than 67 moons. Thank you, our various outer space telescopes, such as the Hubble. We've been able to discover at least, I think we're up to, if anybody has any idea, I think it's up to like 72. So, Saturn, another extremely good planet to look at through a telescope. You'll see the rings, as I mentioned earlier, 62 moons. That might be updated too. I apologize for not updating that prior. Uranus has rings. They were discovered by, I believe it was Viking, going through to the other side of Uranus as it passed, and it was able to notice those moons. Rings. And it has 27. Neptune has 13. There's 5 right here. There's one right there. You can barely see it. But there's 5 in that picture. Pluto has got 5 moons too. Of course, Pluto isn't a planet. It's a dwarf planet. I'm sorry. It's close enough to a planet as far as I'm concerned. Any questions, let them fly, because Matt will bring it to my attention, and I'll try to answer you. If I do, in most cases, hesitate in giving an answer back to you, I will tell you straight out, it's a 50-50 shot I'm lying to you. I don't know everything. There's no way. These guys up there are brilliant. This is a great facts on all the planets. Planet facts of the planets in our solar system. Wealth of information right here. Most of it I don't understand either. But in either case, it does give you the orbits and the times and their approximate mass and so on and so forth. This is one thing I like to show to people because everybody thinks we live on this huge planet and all this, but I'm telling you right now, we don't live on anything of any decent size compared to what is out there. Let me go over here, and of course it dropped off. Hold on a second, please. I apologize.
Oh, Matt Ritchie has joined.
Matt Ritchie. Hi, Matty.
Yes. And it also looks like it's Ashlyn, your
Ashlyn.
granddaughter.
Yeah, my granddaughter's there. Well, she listens to me all the time.
Very good, very good. I'm happy Maddie joined us.
Yes, most definitely. Where is it? I apologize for this. Yeah, we'll do this one. Might be the wrong one, but what the heck? Look at this.
That's nice.
Isn't that great, guys? That's our sun. Watch how it disappears. That's Earth. Isn't that amazing, guys? Unbelievable. Also, to rotate that, to fly in an airplane, one of our 737s, 47s, 60, whatever, it would take 1,100 years to fly around that star one time at full bore. So, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of great YouTube videos similar to what I've just shown you. Plus, there's a tour that you can go through with our solar system into the stars, into our Milky Way, and even further out. It really, really, really is very educational, and you'll enjoy it if you have an opportunity to look through them. Or maybe you like DSOs, which are deep space objects. Some of mine are my favorites also there. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there. These come through. The comets, of course, come through our solar system occasionally. Come pretty close to Earth. The galaxies, in this particular case, I believe. Well, somebody will tell me as soon as they come sign on what that galaxy is, but I don't know it. This is one of my pictures. Again, I was lucky enough to be instructed very carefully by members at UACNJ. If you're into photography, believe me, astrophotography is a whole nother animal. This happens to be the Horsehead Nebula. I should have covered this portion of it up so you didn't see it. But you know, a Horsehead Nebula, and it's about 1,600 light years away from Earth. To give you some sort of an idea, when I took this picture, which was, I believe, in 2014 or 15, the light that I captured with my camera has been traveling through from that area of the Horsehead Nebula through space for 1,500 years. I know it's kind of tough to wrap your head around. Let me talk about light speed a little bit. Ashlyn loves to squirt a squirt gun into the air. Guess what? Light off the sun comes off of the sun, and it takes, any idea? Ashlyn, I know you know. It takes approximately 8.5 minutes from the time that the light leaves the coronosphere of the sun, 8.5 minutes to reach Earth. If I was to turn out a light switch, it wouldn't be dark on Earth for another 8.5 minutes. Simultaneously, same thing. Turn it back on. It would take 8.5 minutes before it becomes light again. It's not like you can go into your bedroom and you flick your switch and you find your socks that your mother's been yelling at you to pick up, and put into the wash. End results are, as soon as you turn that light off, what happens to your eyes? Going into another subject. When you do that, your pupils of your eyes dilate. End results are, that's why we instruct people, when they do visit us up at UACNJ, to not use white light or flashlight. Don't shine lights in people's eyes. The reason for that is it doesn't hurt the people, but it most definitely will take 15 minutes for your eyes to readjust and to be able to look through a telescope and get as much as you possibly can with your eye and really enjoy looking through a telescope. Getting back to light speed, I was just saying about a squirt gun. Take a squirt gun, squirt it up into the air. Does it hit the ground right away? No. It takes, let's say, 3/4 of a second, a second. If you got a real good squirt gun, maybe a second and a half to come down and rain on top of your head. So the sun lets off the light, just like the water out of a squirt gun, and before it hits Earth, there's time, and that time is 8.5 minutes. Sun is 93 million miles away from us. Light travels at 186,000 miles a second. That's faster than your father's car, your bicycle. End results are, light speed is kind of cool, and we can explain that better. Maybe you like just looking up at the stars, or maybe something that you think is a star. Do you ever see stars moving in the sky when it's really dark outside? Go up, put a chair out with dad, mom or dad might want to just do it themselves, and look up in the sky, and you'll see stuff moving. Those are not rocket ships, aliens going to attack. Those are satellites. But in this particular case, you might think this one here is a star. It isn't. It's me. I had my outfit on just a second ago. I was driving the Tesla in outer space. What the heck, I took it for a little ride. And here it is again. And that was taken, of course, with a ground-based telescope, but that was, of course, able to reflect the sun off of my front shield of my mask, and therefore being able to be seen with the telescope. Why would he be with the roof down? There's no wind in space. Also, what the heck? You can't see my hair anyway. Or maybe it's these guys. Everybody knows these guys. This is Bob, George, Fred, Alice, and Jim. Okay, fine, I'm wrong. Let's get back to reality now. We'll get through this real quick. So maybe you might be the next person to design a car that maybe could go into outer space. Remember, convertibles don't work well in space, okay? So don't do that, okay? There are the people that put these movies together, they consult people, scientists, astronomers, but maybe using your imagination, you might come up with the next big idea. Look at what Elon Musk just did. He just put people on the International Space Station. Unbelievable. But are you going to be the next one to do that? Hey, I hope so. I hope I'm around to see it too. Another show that's on Fox TV at the time that, of course, I put this on, Exploration Outer Space. Wonderful show, great information, really interesting. The one good thing about that show is you can find out the kind of, maybe, talking to the younger people, that you might be able to find a career or an occupation that you might be interested in. Obviously, everybody wants to be an astronaut. It can't happen. We don't got that big of a spaceship yet to take up 45 million people. But maybe one day. Or we'll beam you to gosh darn the space station on Saturn. We'll see what happens. Most of you might have these apps. The Google Sky Map. I believe this is Google Sky, and this is not Google Sky. Somebody else will tell me that. There's some great what's it called, apps that will help you locate stuff in the sky, and therefore, they're all, most of them are free. So you can really put it up to the sky. Oh, that's whatever, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, or maybe it will even locate stars for you.
Stellarium's pretty good too.
Stellarium is real good. Thank you, Maddie.
It's not as far as an app, but a nice free program, so you can actually plan out your night and know what you're going to see. And
yeah, I bring it up late.
Always says naked eye.
Yeah,
So
most definitely. Yeah, it's thank you, Matt. It's another program that I'm going to be introducing in a second. But these apps are great. One of the things you might want to think about, if mom, dad, and or children can get up at early in the morning, there are 5 planets that are going to be visible in the eastern sky tonight. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Just about before dawn, almost like 3 o'clock in the morning. But with Uranus and Neptune, you're going to have to use a telescope or a pair of binoculars to see them better. But again, it's in the southeastern part of the sky. Mars will be real close in the upper right from the moon, okay? And it's about 12 degrees above the horizon. So there's something to take this apps out and take a look at. Okay, Sky Chart. That was the one I like. I like this one too. Another free app, downloadable. Really good stuff. Just don't name your kids like Elon Musk. Poor girl. Really? That's Jennifer Taylor. Jennifer Crocker wrote that. Stellarium, which is the program that Matt just brought up, is also a free planetary software for your computer. It gives you a full 3D. You can rotate, zoom in, zoom out, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to put together, Matt, I'm going to have to put something together and do a fast intro to Stellarium for people. If you're interested in that, please write us a note, and either I or one of my associates at UACNJ will be able to do that for you. Okay? Here's Stellarium, as Matt was just mentioning. In this particular case, that's Mars. But again, this was at 2014, May of 2014. I have to update that picture. Okay, fine, so I'm lazy. And again, it doesn't take into consideration what the weather is looking like. But this gives you an idea. You can put the lines on the individual constellations. You can look at just the straight stars. But you can also bring in the artwork. For instance, Gemini looks like 2 people holding hands. I'll give you that. But in the particular case of Hydra, or even Cancer, let's look at Cancer. Everybody knows what Cancer's artwork looks like. I'm sorry. That does not look like a crab. I'm the crab at the other side of this presentation, but whatever. It ain't a crab, but that's what happens around a fireplace, or not a fireplace, a campfire, and you're looking up after having grog or whatever. And you can explain it to the children what grog is. Let's look at some equipment now. Again, one of the first things you got to do is find out what you want to look at and then choose a piece of equipment that you want to either purchase or find at a garage sale, which I bring up later. But a pair of binoculars are very good. You can see a lot of stuff with a pair of binoculars, even of this size. I mean, oh gosh, Matt, help me out. Orion. You can see on a very dark night, M13, which is a globular cluster in Hercules. Of course, you can go for bigger binoculars here. And there's various tabletop. This is a telescope that you can buy for, I believe, under $70, and it's a tabletop model. But you have to point it and you have to know where to look. This also is a manual. This happens to be a Newtonian, Dobsonian. This happens to be a Schmidt-Cassegrain. This is like my telescope that I take my pictures with. Binoculars, as I mentioned, is a good choice because they are less expensive and much more portable. There's no real setup. With an app, you'll learn how to start what they call star hopping. Okay, that's the Big Dipper, and that's Doobie, that's Mizar, so on and so forth. And you go through that, and you can you can find out those things via online, which is much more, or you can buy something like what they call a Planisphere, which will help you again explore the stars, planets, and get some more enjoyment out of the hobby of astronomy. Believe me, I've had kids jumping up and down at my telescope that they couldn't believe what they're looking at. Don't buy a pair of binoculars like this. They're really too tiny, a little bit too elegant. I tell you, if I see any of my associates with a stick on it like this, I'm definitely going to bust their chops. It's too fancy. But these are much, much, much too big. Okay? Personally, this is not fitting into that. You'd need probably a semi with a big trailer. These are just about the right starting size pair for binoculars. You might already have, Mom, Dad already have one maybe, Grandpa, Uncle, or you can go and search around at garage sales when they start up again, and you can find them for $5-10. I mean, just buy something that doesn't have too much dust inside, and you'll have a great time, right, Matt? Haven't you? I mean, you've done binoculars, right?
Yeah, they're portable. I take them hiking.
Yeah, they're so easy to carry around, and you can bring them anywhere. Camping, fishing, or just hiking in the night or something like that. Hopefully you don't run into any bears. You can also see something like this. See this nice little blur right here? That is the Andromeda Galaxy. With a pair of binoculars and your naked eye in a very dark place, but definitely with a pair of binoculars if you know where to look. And this galaxy right here is approximately 2.5 times the size of a full moon. Not the dot in the center, which is what you'll see with a pair of binoculars. You won't see this little wispiness with a pair of binoculars too much. But you'll be able to see that with a pair of binoculars. Ashlyn, I think I'm asking my granddaughter, you saw Andromeda with binoculars, right? Okay. Andromeda's really kind of close. It's approximately only 260,000 light years away. The person who took this picture, not me, who took this picture, the light from every star in this immediate area has taken approximately 260,000 years to reach Earth to be captured by a telescope. Light speed. It's kind of weird. Okay? Oh, excuse me. I apologize. There's over 260,000 stars in that, and it's 2.5 million light years away. It's called M31. All right, so I messed up. Let's get back to this. Equipment. There's a few different things that you might want to look at. As I was mentioning, that other one that I just showed you is a Newtonian. The light comes in the front, bounces off a mirror here, goes up to a secondary mirror, and then out to your eye. Again, never looked at the sun with a telescope not properly equipped. Then you have a refractor. This is kind of like a pirate, telescope, okay? Because the light's coming in through a lens, going down here, hitting another lens, and then out to the eye. Very portable and very nice, and you don't need a big piece of equipment. A more expensive telescope would be this, which is called a Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope. This is a reflector. Refractor, reflector, Newtonian. A Newtonian is also a reflector. Why? Just like looking in a mirror, the light is reflecting off a mirror to another mirror and out to your eye. In this particular case, kind of a little different design. It comes down here to a secondary mirror. This one's cocked a little sideways because it's going out the side of the telescope. With the Schmidt-Cassegrain, it comes down here. It's actually going to hit another mirror because he's got a special piece of equipment there, and then out to your eye. The other thing to consider is a mount, okay? A telescope needs something to keep it steady. You'll find when you hold your binoculars up to the sky, do yourself a favor, lean up against a tree, put your elbows on a table to look up in the sky. It'll keep it more steady for you and won't be shaking. And you'll see a lot of stuff more. So it helps keep it steady and more of a precise position in the night sky. You can find telescopes that include mounts like these here. Okay. This is somebody might be able to tell me, Maddie, that's a $350, $400 telescope.
Yeah, that's brand new, but I mean, like Astronomy, there's some great sites where they can find used stuff, and that's a great way to start.
Yes, of course. I have that later on too.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I'm keeping quiet.
No, no. So the above-mentioned mounts do require that you know the objects, where the objects are in the sky. Again, the app on your phone, a Planisphere, or something like that. There's computerized mounts. Believe me, I went very quickly to a computerized mount because I was stupid at that time, and I didn't know what was in the sky and where things were. End results are is I wound up buying a computerized mount. Now I'm into photography, so it worked out better for me. These are all, this is a Schmidt-Cassegrain. This is a Schmidt-Cassegrain. This is a Mazikov telescope. These are all computerized mounts. They're a little bit more expensive. They're directed via a hand controller, but with a mount like this, which is I think that's a CGEM, the mount has the hand controller wired to it, and you punch in what you want to look at, push a button. Once your telescope is properly set up, push a button, and it'll go right to that object. Don't buy too big of a telescope. This is much too big. The reason I say that is this guy brought this in a Envoy, which is a GMC SUV kind of car. It all collapses down. But this was a 32-inch telescope.
That's not big.
No, it isn't. Not considering what we're going to get, right, Matt?
No, that is not big at all right here.
Go ahead.
That's a good finder scope for us.
The finder scope, meaning that we'll have, hopefully sooner than later, we've been working on it for a couple of years, a 48-inch in diameter telescope. No, we're not going to go out and take it camping. We're not going to set up tents and no. That will stay in one place. That will give us a heck of a view through the sky, through the telescope, of the sky. And I can't wait to present this with people. Drive me cuckoo. We will, probably within the next, hopefully, year, we will have a 25-inch telescope of a similar design of this. Okay? And that will be at UACNJ. We have 7 telescopes now. That will be the 8th, and the 48-inch will be the 9th telescope. So we will have a lot of things for you to look through and do some pre-comparison shopping for something that you might want to consider. Astronomy is a hobby for 8 to 80. No lie. It is the coolest hobby I've ever gotten involved with. I'm a scuba diver. I'm a camper. I'm an idiot. Whatever. Astronomy's been around for a real long time. Look at this guy. Well, actually, that's me. No. Just for your information. Dumbbell Nebula. This picture, these 3 pictures, which is 1, 2, 3 pictures, were taken by one of our associates. His name is Chris Callie, and he took these 3 pictures and put them together. As I was mentioning, Saturn, in this particular shot, you don't see moons. Uranus, Jupiter. These 2 dots over here belong there. Those are 2 moons of Jupiter. The 4 major moons of Jupiter are visible. Nah, I really mean it's really cool, especially in the wintertime. That's me sitting by one of my telescopes and some of my other guys that are associates. But it's the best time for viewing in the wintertime. The air is less humid, it's stiller, and we love it. I mean, we really, truly do. I mean, it's the best time to take pictures. This is...
Richie's watching right now, too, and he's heckling you a little bit. I think that's him in the bottom left picture there.
Well, that's when he was good looking. He's uglier than sin. I can blow that up, Maddie. Helder.
We'll do that for the next time.
Helder here, and this is Greg Waldron. Greg Waldron is one of our premier astrophotographers. So you could be one of us in the wintertime too. Come up, join us, join UACNJ. You'll have full reign of everything. But end results are, it's too fun. Look at this poor slob. Look at the snow. If you can see that, yeah, you can see that snow there. That's snow that we shoveled out of the way. This is my telescope. This happens to be Greg Takish. Notice this telescope. It is a Dobsonian. Now, in this particular case, it's very much like a Newton, but it's mounted a little differently. This gentleman here can tell you where to look in the sky for virtually anything. And by the way, this is not a computerized telescope. That's the computer right there. Of course, there's great viewing anytime in the warm months, of course, when we're open and everything. I mean, you have some great nights, of course. Let's take it this way. When Sandy was going on, that's Hurricane Sandy. Gosh, Matt, we had like, shucks, 20, 25 people up there taking pictures. It was unbelievable.
No power anywhere. New York City was dark. Everything was dark. The sky was gorgeous.
Oh, were you outside your apartment looking?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh gosh, there you go. I mean, now the telescopes that I was saying that were in individual observatories, this is one right here in the back, and there's 6 others currently that have telescopes in them. But people bring their own telescopes and they set up on our field area, and you can do that too. And if we are available, depending on our crowd, we'll be more than happy to help you set up and look at some stuff in the sky. There's lots of members running around. Notice all these people. They all seem to be looking up in this kind of a direction. Well, the reason they were doing that is we had the International Space Station flying over, and one of the gentlemen, one of the members, brought it to our attention that it was going to shoot over, and all these people got it to go see it go over. It's really quite cool. As mentioned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 permanent telescopes in place. This back here will be the location of the 48-inch telescope once it's up. Over in this area right here, plans have already been approved, budget's in place. We're going to have the 25-inch in this area here. This happens to be the Greenwood, which is right here with a, I call it a Dobsonian. That happens to be, Matt, 16?
16-inch cave.
Okay, it's a cave. cave. Okay, fine, thanks. You can correct me. During our...
is that Gil down there too? Today's Gil's birthday. Make sure you tell Gil happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Gil.
We also have another birthday. Catherine is watching right now. So
yeah, Catherine. Hey, cool. Happy birthday. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, a lot of birthdays today.
We wish you would celebrate with us up at the observatory. Darn it, we're not open.
No, but I have had a chance to have the two kids up there, so say hello to Ryan and Austin, too.
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Austin. How are you guys?
Astronomy, too, so thank them for watching. I know we got Bill Murray is watching now, too, so how you doing, Bill?
Hey, Bill. How many we got watching right now, kiddo?
Up and down.
Up and down. More than 100?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Not yet, anyway. Either way, I have to see if I can stretch it out further. In here, this one picture here, this is our presentational screen inside of our lecture area. We house 75 people inside. You can see some people there looking. We have a museum. The museum, of course, has meteorites and various other displays that you can come in and look at. And, of course, this is, what's it called here? Help me. Okay, here's the one thing that I wanted to show you. Huh?
The museum with the meteorites?
No. Gills, buddy. I apologize for that. Here's a picture of our 45-inch, hopefully, I say soon. Really, I hope. That's the telescope that we're going to have there. This is currently, I believe Matt might be able to tell us, I think 90% of this is within our possession at the observatory area, housed in a warehouse, and we have some electronics to go through. Look at the size of these motors. This is designed to go from horizon to horizon in 3 seconds. 1,000, 2, 1,003. It's a decommissioned ICBM tracking telescope from the U.S. Air Force, and that was awarded to UACNJ. There's lots up in outer space that we can see from New Jersey. Come visit us at UACNJ Observatory when we open, hopefully sooner than later. Let's see here. Thanks for allowing me to talk to you for a little while. I apologize. I didn't think I saw any questions. But let us show you a small part of our universe above. And that's the end of my presentation. Oh, I got to show you this. What do you think of this, guys? That's Mars. And that's an elongated Jupiter. What the heck? I don't know, whatever. And I didn't show you one of my favorite shirts that I got on. Here we go. My daughter made this for me. Isn't that great? A good portion is there. Where? Oh, a good portion is there. Okay. Matt just responded that, Matt Ritchie responded that a good portion of the, like I said, about 80-90% of it is available or is up at our observatory area. So again, if you have any questions, put them on our webpage. Matt will be able to answer them. I'll lie to you. We can type
them right here.
What's that?
We can type them right here, and it looks like you got to thank you, Dad, for the shout out too.
Oh, no problem.
Wow, someone actually misses Ken. No.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. Well, again, I'm going to be sharing this, and you'll be able to look at the entire presentation again if you missed anything or want to show somebody how goofy I am. But in either case, thanks for showing up, everybody, and I hope you liked the presentation. All right.
Yeah, and all the presentations are available on UACNJ.org under public programs. So if they just click on public programs, they can watch any talk that's happened this year so far.
They're all there, people. And again, there's a lot of good information there. Alrighty. With that, I'd like to finish up. Matt, I need to find out how do I share this. It says finish in my lower corner. And I guess I press that button.
That's all. Finish, make sure it stops, and then it'll give you an option, and you're going to want to share that video.
Alrighty. Thank you, everybody. Bye now. See you soon.